Hi guys, Donna here with your weekly mini reading for May 27th through June 2nd, 2024. Today is Memorial Day in the United States. It's the day that we honor our servicemen and women who have died for our country. So if you are celebrating with family and friends, that's great. I live in Indianapolis, so Memorial Day weekend is always huge for us because we have the Indy 500. So I hope you had a great weekend and that you were able to enjoy some good family time. Last week, as you recall, we had meditation, new love, and freedom from the Healing with the Angel deck. We had take control of your thoughts from the St. Michael's Sword of Light. And finally, we had attracting, not chasing from the abundance angels. Then our affirmation was, I am not too late nor too behind. A late bloom is still beautiful. So I hope you were able to work with that energy. I hope you were able to meditate, that you were able to really embrace who you are and learn to love yourself more. And if some of you had new love show up, yay. And where in your life did you notice where you either needed to be more free and have freedom, or you had you realized you have a lot of freedom? It could be that you had some meditation where you were seeing what part of your life felt more restricted and that you wanted more freedom, whether that was financial freedom or any kind of freedom you can think of. Financial comes to mind. So that's usually the one we think of with freedom. We want financial freedom. Sometimes it's just freedom of time. Do I have enough time to get everything done? So I hope you were able to work with those energies and that affirmation. I did call in St. Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel. And the cards that came out this week for us in the Healing with the Angels were Answered Prayer, New Beginnings, and lo and behold, the Freedom card again. So the first card is Answered Prayer. When Answered Prayer shows up in a reading, it usually means that there are some prayers this week, big prayers, that are going to be answered. It could be prayers that you prayed years ago and now they're finally coming to fruition. It could be a prayer that you prayed today or yesterday or in the last month. It could be recent prayers and it could be ancient prayers. But somehow or another, there's some prayers that are going to be answered this week. Sometimes I think we feel that we're not heard and that we've said these prayers and we haven't seen anything come to fruition, but know that the answered prayer is coming this week. Then we have New Beginnings. So New Beginnings is all about endings to new beginnings, right? So this is a big week for New Beginnings. Where are you going to see some results of some endings that you did? Maybe you were ending a job. Maybe you were ending a relationship. Maybe you were ending, just something that had a big ending to it, right? It can be anything. It can be as simple as, ending. Maybe you were in classes and you're now not in classes anymore. Maybe it was the end of school. Maybe it was the end of something. Watch for those new beginnings this week. We're expanding. We want to expand our new beginnings. Where do we want our new beginnings to show up? And because last week we were meditating on our new love and our freedom, this could be that the new beginnings have to do with freedom, since the card next to that is the Freedom card again. So the freedom that you were meditating on, or maybe you were praying for, is now going to come to fruition this week, because now we have the Freedom card back once again. So we're freeing ourselves from any restrictions. It could be in thought, it could be in word, it could be in deed, but we are freeing ourselves from any kind of core beliefs that we may have. So just remember, freedom gives you new beginnings and helps you feel like you're getting the answer to prayer. When I asked St. Michael to come in and clarify that, we had step into the spotlight. when you step into the spotlight, it's about, it says you have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time to share your wisdom. So this could partly be about sharing your wisdom. Where are you going to share your wisdom that you gleaned over the past couple weeks when you were meditating, when you were praying? Is there something, some message that you feel that you need to put out into the world? This is saying, yes, it's time. And it does go hand in hand with the new beginning card, because now you have the freedom to step into the spotlight. Maybe you were freeing yourself from any kind of fear that you had about stepping into the spotlight. This is a good week to do that. And then asking the angel of abundance, we had God is your source. And that says, everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. So remember that when you think about when we live in lack, we don't live in the abundance of God, because God is our source, and God, there's plenty of abundance around us. So what we want to remember is God is our source. We get our paycheck through work, or we get it through clients. We get money comes to us, but money is just energy. The source of that money, no matter how it shows up in your life, is ultimately from God. So working with that this week, having that, maybe that might be a good thing to meditate on, or to journal on. How do you recognize that God is your source? And how do you stay in that kind of mindset? Taking yourself out of poverty mindset and putting it into abundance consciousness. This is a good way to do it. God is your source. In what ways do you see in your life where God is your source? So just remember, as God is your source, you're able to know that you can step into that spotlight, because when you look at the spotlight, it's kind of like you're in the center, and then this light is coming down, and that can remind you that God is your source, and that you're stepping out with your message, that you have the freedom to do so because new beginnings have started and you've had your prayers answered. Our affirmation this week is, I remember to honor my collection of beautiful victories. Let me read that to you one more time. I remember to honor my collection of beautiful victories. So remember to honor your victories. Remember to honor where is kind of a gratefulness. Where are you grateful? Where have you seen those victories? Where have you seen expansion and growth inside yourself and in your life? When we stop and we look back and we say, where have we come, how far have we come since the beginning of the year? This is a good time to reflect, and to reflect on that affirmation. If you would like to sign up for my channel, you know the drill. And I will be here next week on Monday. If you have anything you need, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You know how to get a hold of me, and I will see you then. Have a great one, and don't forget, you're always on my Reiki radar. This is Donna.